Hey everyone, it's me, DarcyBits. Today I've got a just sort of off-the-cuff explanation of one of my decks. With Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I wanted to do something, but I didn't really know what. None of the commanders really jumped out at me and made me excited. Because of the pirates, I was thinking maybe I should revisit one of my older decks. So today, I've got my late night ramblings explanation of my weird black and red pirate deck. Hope you enjoy. I'll see you next time.
I really want to be excited for pirates because I love pirates. They're cool, they're fun, they have a good aesthetic. And in the past, I really wanted to make a pirate deck just because I like pirates. And I felt like, you know what, I like pirates, I should just do that. And I started building this deck and I didn't really like it. I felt like I was just putting in all the best pirates with no real thought to why. It was just, these are good pirates, or these are pirates that are able to get in for an attack, right? With either flying or trample or whatever it was, menace. And that was because I was building around Malcolm at the time. I later decided Malcolm is a little bit too popular for my hipster butt, but at the time I was building Malcolm, and yeah, being able to sort of get in with these reliable attackers seemed like a good idea, but the more I worked on this, the more I was just like, it's just a bunch of pirates. And the thing is, I enjoy creature type matters. I think those are fun, but I'd rather the underlying concept of the creature matter, or some extra element to tie it together. So later, I eventually revisited the idea. I didn't like the deck I made. I didn't finish that deck. And later, I was like, I really want to make a pirate deck still, but I don't really care about my previous attempt. I don't want to do Malcolm anymore. What can I do? And so to give myself a little bit more of a concept to build around, I didn't decide I want to build a pirate deck. I decided I wanted to build an orc pirate deck. That's way more narrow. And is that good? Well, no, right? Ostensibly, just saying I'm going to really limit my pool of options means even more you're just throwing in the best cards of a creature type. And that's exactly what I wanted to avoid. But what ended up happening was I ended up building basically an orcs and goblins deck. Cards that cared about orcs and goblins and cards that were orcs and goblins. But the theme was sacrifice. And a lot of pirates, especially orcs and goblins pirates, maybe not others, but orcs and goblin pirates, do care about sacrifice. They're like brutish marauders a lot of the time. So you have this deck that's full of really cool pirate cards that you probably haven't seen that much because the human pirates just get more attention. And they actually have an inherent theme to them in that some of them will sacrifice your own creature, some of them care when your creature is sacrificed, etc., etc., etc. And then they're bolstered by the Lord of the Rings goblins and orcs matter cards. So the commander isn't actually a pirate. And that's sort of where I started, was I was like, well, can I come up with a commander that benefits my deck without them being a pirate? Because I've looked at all the pirates and they all kind of bore me. So instead, here we are. It is Ugluk of the White Hand, who, if you squint your eyes, they look like a pirate. And they care about orcs and goblins. Specifically, orcs and goblins die. So you've got this deck that is full of orc pirates and goblin pirates that are orcs are sacrificing goblins and they're loving that and making treasure and it's great. And then you're also putting plus one counters on your commander and making them stronger and stronger and stronger. This huge pirate warlord who is not a pirate, they're a soldier, but let's ignore that for now. And it just works. Like, it comes together in a way that feels like it doesn't have to be pirates. There are cards that care about pirates because I know I'm going to be playing enough pirates for them to matter. I could just run a bunch of goblins and orcs, and that would probably be a bit stronger, but then I couldn't have these pirate synergies. And since I'm doing this, all of these, I don't know, it feels like it's a really good overlap of a Venn diagram. My commander cares about orcs and goblins dying. My deck is full of orcs and goblins that sacrifice each other. And all of these orcs and goblins are also pirates, so they can benefit from pirate synergy. It just is a lot of cool things coming together. And instead of it being this bloat of things being added onto each other that are kind of disconnected, they all work together into this cohesive whole. And because it isn't a necessity, oftentimes you end up in this situation where if you do a creature type specific deck, you just keep you restrict yourself to that creature type. I have plenty of non-goblin and orc pirates in the deck because they can benefit from the pirate synergies, or they can provide pirate synergies. And I have plenty of non-pirate orcs and goblins. Not too many. The majority of the cards in the deck are pirates, but they don't have to be because they're at least overlapping somewhat with another part of the deck. Either they're doing a sacrifice thing, which is useful, or they're just a goblin, which is useful for my commander, or whatever it happens to be. And there's a few cards that are maybe a little weird. You squint your eyes and you go, should that really be there? I don't know. I think there's like an ogre pirate also, because it's just like, screw it, ogre pirate, get in there. That's fun. And a few cool cards that are like either orcs or, again, I think maybe there's like an ogre that's just like an ogre warrior. It's like, does that need to be there? No, it doesn't need to be there, but it does a sacrifice thing. It's pretty cool. I like it. So, with the new set, I didn't really have anything to change, but I did get to review it and go, are there new pirates that fit? Because I'm looking specifically at orc and goblin pirates, there's only a few. There are a few, and I've looked over them and I've added them to the deck, and I think they're gonna help the deck a bit, but it's not a dramatic change. And that's okay. I love looking at a new set and being like, ooh, can I add 1 or 2 cards? Great. I only want to add 1 or 2 cards. I don't want to completely tear apart my deck and rebuild it. You know? I should probably give the other pirates a once-over or anything else with sacrifice synergy. Descend is actually really cool in the sacrifice deck because most sacrifice strategies I feel like want to be sacrificing like tokens and stuff. This deck really doesn't. It's already mostly sacrificing cards, not tokens. So Descend actually fits in really well. So I should give it another once-over. I only really looked at the goblins and orcs, but as we already discussed, I have plenty of non-goblins, non-orc, non-pirates in the deck. I shouldn't overlook them. But I'm not really looking to upgrade it that much. I like it. It's a fun little deck, and it doesn't need to be a bigger deal than it is.